Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you clicking on that thumbnail. Today we'll be talking about some of the more recent news in the handheld world and my thoughts around them. Before we jump into these topics, I did want to share a quick channel update. I know over the last 2 months you have been seeing nothing but Legion Go 2 gameplay and content, and you can expect more of that, but my channel has always been built around what I'm into, and that just so happens to be handhelds today. Now that my audience has begun to grow again, I feel like you are all interested in this as well. So what I plan to do with my newfound interest is focus the channel a little bit more. I will still continue to have topical discussions around gaming, but it will be more focused in my YouTube shorts and other platforms. I'll be using my long form content for tech related to gaming mostly, with very limited discussions on gaming as the sole topic, with streams still occurring 4 times a week. If you would like me to try both types of content, let me know in the comment section. But a good developer usually follows what the players are telling them, even when they aren't saying it directly. And I plan to do just that. So expect news surrounding the Legion Go 2, handhelds, and as I grow my collection, some head-to-head comparisons. I feel like the handheld space is just getting started and we have only scratched the surface. So get subscribed if that interests you. With that being said, let's get started. First up, we have the reaction and early impressions of the new Intel Panther Lake reveal. For those of you that don't know, Panther Lake is the new integrated graphics lineup for Intel. Think of it as the Z2 Extreme or strict Halo of the Intel world. Honestly, it's more strict Halo when you get to see these numbers. The chip is the Intel Arc B390. This was announced at CES 2026 and recently saw some hands-on videos and early impressions drop. It seems to me that Intel has finally kicked it back into high gear. If you just go over to Just Josh's YouTube channel, you can see some real improvements over last gen's Lunar Lake. It's crazy the pace they're kind of moving at. I'm really looking forward to seeing how AMD fights back on this, but it may be Panther Lake powering my next handheld purchase, to be honest. More to come on that soon. PC Gamer also has some coverage, and it showed to be 94% faster over the Lunar Lake variant in Cyberpunk 2077. That is actually extremely impressive. But reality kind of sets in once you start to show those numbers performing at actual handheld wattages. Based on ETA Prime's most recent benchmarks at 25 TDP, we're looking at more of a 30% increase, but still very good. Rumors floating around that they already partner with Acer, MSI, and Microsoft. I think they're gearing up to make a power move. The big concern now, though, is price. I expect it to be high. We're talking AMD strict Halo pricing, so expect something in the 2000 range and above potentially. Now, you might be asking, where is AMD in all of this? Well, there has been a massive shift in direction for Team Red that might explain why Intel is actually catching up so fast. A recent roadmap leak, which sources from Kepler L2 and Windows Central, suggests that AMD is planning to stick with the RDNA 3.5 architecture for a while. Instead of jumping to RDNA 4 for the handhelds, they are reportedly keeping RDNA 3.5 as the core of their mainstream mobile portfolio all the way until 2027 and eventually even 2029 for the budget devices. They are essentially splitting up their lineup. The premium tier, what they're calling the Medusa Halo, will eventually get the next gen RDNA 5, but we aren't expecting to see that until mid to late 2027. For the Legion Go 2 and Rogue Ally fans out there, that means that the Z2 Extreme might be top dog for a lot longer than we expected. While Intel is iterating on theirs every year, AMD just seems content with being with RDNA 5. This could basically just give Intel a huge opening to really win back the budget handheld space, more so than those, super high Halo chips, which could be interesting. Next, we have the upcoming release of the MSI Claw A8, the new Z2 Extreme version coming February 4th. It's currently already showing up in Best Buy for $1,149 for pre-order. The pricing is very interesting as it's extremely close to the current price of the Claw A8 AI Plus. I think the biggest idea behind this is offering more options. From my understanding, you aren't losing or gaining much inside of like more stability and compatibility for the moment as Intel works to update their drivers. But if you are a fan of the MSI Claw A8 form factor but really wanted a Z2 Extreme chip, here is your chance. The Legion Go 2 SteamOS version is hitting shelves in June 2026. While there hasn't been a final word on the tiered pricing yet, I expect a very small difference in price depending on the SKU offered. If it's the high-end model with the 32 gigs of RAM, I expect it to still sit around $1,300. The key to any SteamOS machine is convenience and stability. When looking at comparisons online, you can expect a slight FPS improvement, but the real win is the ease of use. SteamOS is built for the user who just wants to play, and I'm glad those users will have an option off the shelves. But that wraps up the news for this week. Let me know if you have any suggestions or any content you would like to see, and I'll work to incorporate it as I'm always looking for feedback. Don't forget to catch me on streams 4 times a week if you want to see the hardware in action. But until next time, ladies and gents, peace.
Had to pause. It's over.